I hit all backboard. Like, this is the rim. It was just boom. Like, dang.
What if I told you the NBA's biggest rivalries didn't just end on the court, but went straight into the bedroom? Yeah, forget about buzzer beaters and championship rings, because some of your favorite ballers have been scoring in places you'd never imagine. We're talking about NBA players fathering kids, with the women of their sworn enemies. Shocking? Scandalous? Oh, you have no idea. From secret paternity tests to baby mamas caught courtside, this drama makes love and hip-hop look like Sesame Street. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear changes everything you thought you knew about NBA loyalty. Scandals in the NBA are nothing new. Fights, suspensions, even locker room betrayals. But when those rivalries leave the hardwood and end up in the maternity ward, that's when things get nuclear. Imagine this: two players already hating each other, throwing elbows during games, trading shade in interviews, and then boom, one discovers the other has a child with his woman. That's not just beef, that's generational warfare. The whispers started years ago, when reporters noticed certain baby mamas popping up at games that had nothing to do with their supposed man. Courtside seats don't lie, and neither do the sneaky glances, the late-night Instagram likes, and the mysterious disappearances during road trips. One source described it as a soap opera with sneakers, and honestly, that might be the understatement of the century. Take the case of one towering center, known for dunking on anyone foolish enough to stand in his way. Off the court, let's just say he wasn't just dunking basketballs. Rumor has it he fathered a child with the ex of a guard he'd been battling for years. This wasn't just about who scored more points, it turned into who had more claims to her heart, her time, and apparently, her family tree. And the kicker? Both players were still forced to play on the same all-star roster, pretending nothing happened while fans everywhere connected the dots. Then there's the saga of a flashy point guard, always in the headlines for his expensive cars and diamond chains. On court, his rivalry with a defensive specialist was legendary. Trash talk, shoves, and even ejections. But what the public didn't know was that while they were throwing punches in games, the point guard was busy throwing charm at the other man's longtime girlfriend. 9 months later, a child was born. The timeline? Suspiciously overlapping with the rivalry's peak. Coincidence, please? Not in the NBA universe, where every drama has receipts. Fans couldn't help but notice when that defensive specialist's attitude shifted. Suddenly, he wasn't just angry during games, he was furious. Teammates described locker room meltdowns, unexplained absences, and a sudden trade request that shocked the league. He looked betrayed in a way no basketball game could explain, one anonymous insider told us. Now we know why. It wasn't the scoreboard breaking his spirit, it was betrayal at home. And while scandals like this usually stay hidden, in the social media era, nothing stays buried for long. Screenshots of private messages leak, baby photos get posted, and before long, fans on Twitter are doing more detective work than actual journalists. Hashtags start trending, memes fly, and suddenly, the rivalry becomes bigger than the game itself. Forget championships. This is about legacy, humiliation, and revenge, and just when you think it couldn't get any messier, the stories only get darker. Because in the NBA, nothing fuels a scandal like pride, ego, and way too much money to spend. The cheating wasn't just a side hobby, it became a sport of its own. Players competing not just for rings, but for reputations, women, and even fatherhood claims. One wild rumor that had fans buzzing involved a veteran forward known for his relentless defense. Off the court, his guard was down in ways nobody saw coming. Whispers started circulating that his longtime girlfriend had been spotted, brace yourself, with his fiercest playoff rival. Not just once, not twice, but multiple times. At first, people thought it was gossip. But then came the baby announcement. Suddenly, reporters began calculating dates, doing math that felt more like a Maury episode than a basketball highlight reel. Everyone in the locker room knew something was off, said an alleged former teammate. He'd get so triggered every time someone mentioned the kid, like he was scared of what the truth might be. And the truth? That child bore a striking resemblance not to him, but to his rival. The jawline, the eyes, even the smile. It was like a DNA test walking around in baby form. Fans didn't need Maury to say, "You are not the father." The internet already decided. Social media ate it up. Twitter detectives zoomed in on pictures, comparing baby photos side by side with the rival player. Reddit threads lit up with conspiracy charts, arrows, and timelines connecting affairs to game schedules. And Instagram, forget it. Every post was flooded with comments like, "Bro took your girl and gave you a stepson. And he didn't just steal the ball, he stole the crib." The memes became more brutal than any trash talk ever heard courtside. But it wasn't just the fans fueling this chaos. Allegedly, even some NBA insiders couldn't resist spilling tea anonymously. One league source hinted that secret paternity tests were quietly ordered behind the scenes to keep the scandal from becoming public. But of course, in the age of screenshots and leaks, secret doesn't stay secret for long. Before anyone knew it, those test rumors were circulating like wildfire, and suddenly, the scandal wasn't confined to 2 players. It had the whole league buzzing. And while most people thought the players would address it publicly, nope, they went silent. Which only made things worse. Because when celebrities say nothing, fans assume everything. Every scowl on the court, every shove, every foul suddenly had a deeper meaning. That wasn't just a hard foul, it was revenge. That wasn't just an ignored handshake, it was disgust. The rivalry didn't just live in the stat sheet anymore. It lived in baby bottles and child support rumors. By now, the NBA drama had morphed into something bigger than basketball. It wasn't just about teammates, exes, or rivals. It was about pride and humiliation on the grandest stage possible. And the craziest part? These weren't isolated incidents. It was becoming a pattern, one too messy to ignore. As the scandals piled up, the fallout became impossible to ignore. Suddenly, NBA headlines weren't about MVP races or playoff standings. They were about baby drama, secret affairs, and rivalries that had turned into family feuds. Some insiders whispered that even coaches were forced to step in, not just to manage rotations, but to stop locker rooms from imploding. Imagine trying to draw up a play when 2 of your stars can't even look each other in the eye because one might be raising the other's child. That's not team chemistry. That's TNT-level dysfunction. The consequences went far beyond the court. Sponsorship deals quietly disappeared. A few players started facing lawsuits from furious exes who wanted child support or hush money. And the league? They acted like none of it existed. Official NBA statements stayed polished, diplomatic, and totally fake. But fans weren't buying it. "You can't sell us brotherhood when dudes are fathering each other's kids," one viral tweet read. Harsh, yes, true? Absolutely. Meanwhile, the players caught in the mess kept spiraling. One star reportedly blew millions trying to buy silence. Lavish gifts, luxury cars, even entire houses handed out like party favors. But as one anonymous source put it, money can hide a lot of things, but it can't hide DNA. And that was the ticking time bomb. Every scandal had a baby at the center of it. Babies grow up. Babies look like their fathers. Eventually, the truth comes out, whether through leaked documents, messy custody battles, or just the undeniable resemblance staring back from a toddler's face. And if you thought this would end careers, you're wrong. In the twisted world of NBA fame, scandals like these don't destroy legacies. They redefine them. Players who once beefed over playoff wins were now locked in eternal rivalries over something much deeper: family. It wasn't about who scored more points. It was about who scored off the court. And that, my friends, is the kind of drama no championship ring can erase. So the next time you watch an NBA game and see 2 players glaring at each other, remember, it might not just be about basketball. It might be about betrayal, broken homes, and babies that turn teammates into enemies forever. So what do you think? Are these NBA rivalries just heated competition, or are they family feuds disguised as basketball? Should the league step in, or should we just grab our popcorn and let the drama unfold? Because one thing's for sure, these players aren't just battling for titles, they're battling for paternity tests. Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know you've got opinions on this madness. And if you want more explosive, behind-the-scenes NBA scandals just like this, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. This story is far from over. This story is far from over.